Hi, hello, and welcome. We're going to go through a sketchbook tour. I'm just on the couch today. I'm not gonna reshoot anything. I'm just filming this all at once and I'm posting it. So it will just be a chill get together. I'm not going to edit anything, so it's also chill for me. I have a little cup of tea here. Recommend you get yourself the same. And then let's just get into this. Okay, so this is a Mossery sketchbook. It's really cool because, let me show you. You can reuse the cover multiple times, so you can personalize the cover. I had it write "Just Breathe," but you can write your name there. And then just buy multiple fillings for it. And the filling themselves is gorgeous blue. So that works really nice as well. It is a watercolor sketchbook, so it is watercolor paper. And the first half of the sketchbook I used to write things down, like poems and everything. I will read a few, but not all of them. And then we'll just go through the sketchbook and we'll see how long it takes. The stickers you see here came with the art kit I bought, where the sketchbook also came with. And you can look it up on the Mossery. So first I had this, because this was something that I wanted to sell. That was one of my ideas, just poems with illustrations. But it didn't work out, but still, here it is. People know me as a dream and nightmare both. I am the one in your mind, telling you you can do what you cannot, and whispering that you are failing when you were not. So that's one of them. What's more in here? Oh, a card of someone I ordered something from. And a thank you card from someone. Okay. And here we have a card of a painting that I made. And the start and finish of the sketchbook. So I started it out in April, that is, and I finished it just now. And this was really at the beginning of my art channel. So I could paint, but I see a lot of growth in this sketchbook, so that's really fun to see. And I will read the shorter ones. Poppies grow where ground is turned, like the happy moments that bloom from sorrow. With a poppy here. This is stuck on because the poppy that I drew underneath is hideous. And a few more. This one. I want to run through flower fields. I want the sun to hug my face. I want nature around me like air, clouds, grass and sweetness. Not like clay bricks holding me in place. I want space. I want to explode. I want to tear off my skin, and I so desperately want to be. So yeah, I was really happy with what I wrote here, but I am not happy with how I put it in an image. It was really hard to illustrate my poems, or well, it's not a full poem, more like a line. And then I tried some more little illustrations with more text. And here I wrote them out on my typewriter because I thought it was cool, but the paper is very much wider. So I really do not like how this looks, even though I really love this poem. It says, "If I would be weather, I would change on the hour, raining down without a single gust of wind, or angrily blowing away everyone and everything I could find. Outside, you would almost always see one bit of sunshine peeking through, promising you better times. There will be blue skies and friendly sun rays reaching out, making birds sing and smiles appear for days on end before suddenly I become a summer storm, making people run to the safety of their homes. A storm only a few can weather." And I actually used this as an introduction for a open mic night for spoken word. Another puppy. You can see already that it's better than this one, so already I'm happy with the process I made. Then some bigger ones. Sometimes I let myself float on the thought of sea, only that I found drifted away with not knowing where to go. I also believe this is when I started to get a little bit more dark, a little bit more honest. This one as well. All Alone in the Sea is the most freeing and most terrifying thing I can imagine. That's just super true for me. So it's a little bit deeper. That one sentence is deeper than the whole other text that I wrote. Okay. You can pause them if you want to read them, of course. Then here I stopped writing down in my sketchbook and I just used it for little things. So these are some gouache studies because I was really getting to know my gouache. And I really want to be able to paint water. And as you see, I'm not quite good at it. Also clouds. I can do clouds with watercolors. I cannot do it with gouache. And I wanted to have all the colors in here. It is a little bit more muted, but I'm happy with how it looks in the sketchbook. It's just not something that I would ever sell or something like that. I really like the wave. When you look up close, I really hate it because it's just a lot of struggle and a lot of layers. But if you look at it just at once, it looks like sun shining through and all kinds of unattended things in the water, which just, it looks nice. Then there's a lot of apples because I wanted to paint recipe cards for people to hang in their kitchens. And I actually ended up making something else with it, but we'll get there in a few pages. This is a paint along I did with Sarah Burns is her name, I believe, on YouTube. I will link it down below if I think of it. It's supposed to be a valley with mountains and clouds, but I was really struggling getting the gouache right because this is really thick. And normally I work with it like watercolors. And here I tried to make my own landscape with thick gouache. And I really love this. What I did here actually was first put down watercolors very messily, just so I know where the colors will go. And then paint over it with gouache. And eventually I really liked it. It's a place in Iceland where we went. This is a little deer, because I go walking with my brother a lot. So this was the 16th of August. That was the black route. We walked 9.1 kilometers. And we saw this deer lying in the bushes, which was very cute. Then we have another wave. And here I stuck things over it because it was a hideous pigeon. And it was said, "Behold a pigeon." And I just drew this on an envelope of an address that I wrote wrong for one of my orders. So I just cut that out because I thought it was way better than I imagined it would be. And just two little birdies. More smaller paintings. Tried to paint this with a really big brush and still get details in. And here I tried to do a study of rocks because I wanted to paint more Iceland landscapes. And in order to do that, I felt I had to know how to paint rocks better. So I actually drew them with a pencil because I'm not that good at drawing. Mostly I make up for it by painting. This was hideous, I believe. Yeah, it was a landscape in Iceland, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, so I stuck one of my art prints over them. Then we have just a very loose page of me not knowing what to do. And for both of these pages I painted them at the same time. Here I went over it with ink, with a fountain pen, but the ink was not water resistant. So it smudged everywhere, and then I kind of liked the look of it, so I went on. Here we get more apples, and that's because I'm making an apple zine with everything about apples. So, and how to eat apples, and what to do with apples, what to do with everything that's left over. And I'm going to a little bit of the history of the apple, and then loads of recipes of apple oatmeal cookies or apple pie, apple cake, all kinds of delicious things you can make with apple. And this I made with colored pencil, and I never did anything with colored pencils before, so I'm really proud of how they turned out because I really like all the different colors in there. Then more apples, an apple pie, how to layer the apple pie. And I made a stamp. And this goes on all the envelopes where the zines will be in. The zine has to be finished first. An apple crumble. This is a background that I made for just some history about the apple, how long an apple tree is, where it originated from, and 2 apples. These are stickers I made. They printed wrong because the paper just soaked up all the ink, so they're really, they are not that vibrant, but I really love them. It's the apples that I painted, that I colored in with colored pencil. And this one is just happy, and this one is naked. So that's cute. And you will get that with every order of the zines. Then here I try to be loose, but it's just a sketchbook, you know, so I just try to do something. It's watercolored and colored pencil. And this is all colored pencil, just because I cannot draw, and I thought, well, mostly I just make a faint outline and make up for it with paint. But now I thought, well, with colored pencil I have to draw. So let me just try and make something out of it. This is from an image I found on Pinterest. So it's not original. But I like to just have to practice with the clouds. And this one I painted myself, and I'm thinking of turning it into a sticker. Because I really liked how it turned out with the muted back colors. And just all the details in there. It is a sketchbook, so I went all scratchy, but I really like the outcome. It's watercolor with colored pencil. Then I thought it was gonna be a really cool page, and then I fudged up, as in I don't like it. We went climbing and I found all these plants in little holes in the wall. So I photographed loads of them and just tried to paint them here. But as you see, I failed to get any dimension in, and I cannot draw vines. And then the last page, and it was a video as well of a bird, because I didn't want to screw up the last page, and birds are hard to screw up. So yeah, that was this sketchbook. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to drink your tea, and well, I see you next time. Thank you so much. Please like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and have a nice day. Goodbye.